I've got a question. What's the most expensive graphics card listing ever sold on eBay? Let's find out. Fellas, it's that time of the year again. Time for frothy beards and, well, yeah, I'm still working on mine. And Manscaped's new Performance Package 4.0 is here to take care of you. In it, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0, a cordless trimmer built with advanced skin-safe technology set to ensure smooth cuts pretty much anywhere. New to the collection is the Weed Whacker, good for nose and ear trimming. Visit manscaped.com or click the link below and use my promo code SALAZAR to get 20% off plus free international shipping along with 2 free gifts. Let me give you a quick rundown of how things are going to work here. I'm going to use very generic keywords and we're going to search those keywords and sort by highest sale price. Now these are only sold listings. It doesn't really make any sense to search for listings that haven't sold yet because in theory, I could ask any amount of money for anything on eBay. But if it doesn't sell, what's the point? So only sold listings, and we're gonna be sorting from highest to lowest, obviously, because we're interested in the most expensive listings here. I expect that we'll run into a lot of bulk deals, which is just an unfortunate consequence, really, of the mining craze that is still in full force right now. And there's a lot of folks getting a hold of like distributors and buying cards in bulk that way. Just again, it ultimately shafts the end consumer, the one who's interested in maybe gaming or content creating with a single card. That makes prices go up for all of us. So it is an unfortunate scenario that we are in, but I figured why not have some fun and just kind of like, I don't know, sulk at and hate and yell at through the screen these really expensive deals, because what else can we do? So for those who want to try this themselves, maybe try it with a different product, you can go to eBay and then click on the Advanced tab up here next to the large blue search button. From here, scroll down to Search Including, and then you want to click Sold Listings. And if this was the only one checked, then that means that whatever we search for, it'll only show us results for listings that have actually sold, verified purchases. So we're going to stick with the generic keyword here. You can see graphics card. And we'll just click search and see what happens. So what you're looking at now are the most recent graphics card sales as of time of filming. You can see we've got pretty much everything here. GTX 1080 Ti, $700, an RTX 3070, $900, a 570, 4 gig for 150 bucks. And these prices are just outright insane, but people are willing to pay them because where else are you gonna buy a card like at all? Because most places are out of stock. Again, an unfortunate side effect of the current state of affairs. Now, to sort from highest to lowest, all you want to do is check out this tab here and then click price plus shipping highest first. So this one. Now this, yeah, this is more or less what I was expecting. Okay, so the first listing, 6 GPU mining rig, RTX 3080s, non-LHR. So LHR is the, that's the low hash rate version of a card. So this is the non-low hash rate, which is obviously what the miner's going to want. And 589 megahash per second, whatever. Okay, so we'll click on this, and you can see it was being sold by someone in Great Falls, Montana, and it sold for $15,500. That's a lot of money. Anyway, this is the original listing, and this is the first photo you see, and it really sucks. But this one's much better. You can see that 5 of the 6 cards appear to be identical, and then that 6th card down there, the same GPU, just a different AIB, not that it really matters for mining. Oh, and just to add insult to injury, you're gonna be paying an extra $250 just to ship these dang things. So somebody was massively ripped off. That, or maybe whoever bought this was just trolling the seller and actually didn't follow through with the purchase, which will end up just wasting the seller's time. And also waste your time though as the troller. I just don't think it's worth it. Anyway, the next one here is a set of 12 Power Color Red Devil AMD RX 5700 XTs. So this was actually bid on 50 freaking times, and let me just do simple math here, divided by 12. That comes out to $1,208 per card. $1,208 for an RX 5700 XT. That's the world we live in. And look, this lot sold December 12th, which was only a couple of weeks ago. I also love how it says like barely used, never used for mining. Like, okay, bro, okay, whatever you say. I mean, why else would you buy this many cards at one time, or have this many even at one time, unless you were just flipping them? I can't really see that as like a reason, because if you're selling in bulk, chances are you're probably offering a discount over a single card sale. But that aside, these cards are pretty good for mining, apparently. Again, I've never mined before. I don't really know like which cards are the better cards and which cards aren't. Obviously, the really weak cards are pretty inefficient. And the really expensive cards, you just get your hash rate per dollar ratio all screwed up. But 5700T is somewhere in that sweet spot, and I don't really see why else you would need this many. Just either you or someone before you was mining with these, my friend. This next one's a doozy. 4 times MSI GeForce RTX 3090s from MSI. 4 of them for $14,000 freaking dollars plus $43.32 shipping, just in case you thought shipping was covered. Yeah, guess again. I honestly don't understand like what the appeal is with charging extra for shipping. I mean, if you put free shipping on there, that's probably going to help your sale. And $43 when seen in the context of a $14,000 sale is rather inconsequential, I think most of us could agree. But anyway, if we take $14,000 and divide it by 4, that comes out to $3,500 per card. That is crazy. There's not much margin left in this. I mean, if you're paying $3,500 per card, that's top dollar. So I'm not sure what this person's gonna do with them. Maybe he or she's holding on to them for a rainy day. Maybe they expect inflation to just go crazy. Well, not like it already has. It definitely has. But maybe they think it's gonna get worse, and these cards are just gonna continue going up in value. Can you imagine? I mean, like, if I had told you this 4 or 5 years ago, like, oh yeah, folks are just gonna buy cards and just hold on to them because they're gonna keep going up in value. Yeah, even the old ones. Yeah, they're going to sell for more than they originally sold for 3 years ago. What kind of world are we living in? Now this one, this has to be fake. Apparently this single GeForce RTX 3090, this is an FE card here, sold for $10,000. 10 grand. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, this is the description. Yes, it is this detailed. I don't know. Something seems up with this one. Apparently the seller's got really great feedback, but 10 grand, I mean, 10 grand for a 3090 is nuts even in this market. All right, then, so let's just be even more vague on purpose because we want to be more encompassing in these searches. Let's type in RTX, just RTX, and see what comes up. And, ooh, oh my gosh. This sold literally yesterday. I'm filming this on December 23rd. So this sold yesterday. For 60 grand, it's a quantity 100 bulk of P&Y RTX A2000s. Holy guacamole. The seller apparently doesn't have any feedback at all, and these pictures are kind of, I mean, this one, it could be anything. And then this one here, I mean, you can tell they don't want to break the seal, but this doesn't really do me any, like, good because I can't tell what it is. Anyway, I mean, how on earth did someone get a hold of 100 of these cards? Not that gamers should be interested in A2000s, but still, why is eBay suddenly like the most I mean, I know why it is. I'm asking this question, you know, it's kind of rhetorical, but eBay, of all places, right, to sell 100 of these cards, where is this person getting them from? That's what I want to know. But anyway, all right, let's try GTX instead of RTX. I think this will be interesting. So GTX and $5,300 for 10 GTX 1660 Supers. Where are you getting 10 of these, bud? Huh? Where are you getting them? You just buying them from a bunch of different retailers, stockpiling them, and then offloading them? What is going on here? Look at this. 6 GTX 1080s sold like 4 or 5 days ago. 9 GTX 1070s. Like, come on. So this top listing here is from a seller with pretty stellar feedback, 100% positive feedback, 2,192 reviews, which is, that makes you a veteran, my friend. Smart Guys Computers sold 10 1660 Supers in bulk for $5,300. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but 5,300 divided by 10 means that each of these cards sold for $530. I mean, at least you get free shipping. I mean, there's that. What's even crazier is that the conditions listed as new. So if we take the seller at his or her word, that means that these cards were never opened. They were probably, again, purchased through some distributor who just worked a backdoor deal, and then they were allowed to flip these on eBay because why else would you sell a card on eBay, right? Now let's do one more keyword search. This time I'm just gonna type in the acronym GPU, see what comes up. GPU, let's press enter, and we need to sort by price per shipping, highest first, $24,999. Mining rig with 6 GPU. Such an eloquent title. So this was thrown up by a seller with, again, 0 positive feedback, and I mean, okay, like, he's got pictures of multiple graphics cards, but he says it's just 6. I'm assuming it's these 6 down here, and these all look like 3080s? No, it's kind of hard to tell. Let's check the description. It says mining rig with 10 GPU. So it's 10, not 6. Does this say, it says with 6 GPU, but then he contradicts himself and says 10. Okay. Condition is used. EVJ for the win 3. He's got 2 3090s. He's got 2 3070s, another 3070 MSI, and a 3060 Ti Tough. And wait, so that's it. So okay, wait. That's 6 cards again. But then you said 10 right above that. This is just a disaster. I love this. Not in a rush to sell. All parts were put together 3 weeks ago. I just really wanted to try and experience building one of these. Well, building a mining rig, so you didn't try to make any money, yeah? So like the big issue with folks who claim that they've only used their cards for a week or a month or insert time frame here is that you can't verify any of this. There's literally no way. I mean, even if it was documented in software, I mean, that's very easy to change and alter in post. So I never trust any seller personally when he or she says that they've used it for a short amount of time, unless it's someone that I know that I fully trust, that I've done business with in the past. It's just don't base your purchasing decisions on the word of the seller. Unless it's verifiable, take it with a huge chunk of salt. Oh, you know what? Hold on here. The listing underneath the one that we just checked, the 1660 Super Bundle, looks identical. The same copy and pasted title from the spec sheet, it looks like. Sold for $5,200 instead of $5,300, and it's sold 30 days prior. Exactly 30 days prior. This has to be from the same seller. There it is. Yep. Smart Guy Computers. I can't highlight to save my life. With the 2,192 reviews. Yep, they got a hold of another set of 10 somehow, some way. And you know, I mean, this just tells you how corrupt the whole thing is now. The logistics of it all. One of the main reasons why I don't think any of us can get cards now, at least from e-retailers at decent prices, is because of this. These kind of like backdoor shady distributor deals. Not that I have anything against the seller specifically. The seller's doing what he or she's allowed to do. I mean, it's not illegal. What I do think is shady though is that there's no follow-up from the manufacturer in regards to where these cards are sent. The manufacturer's happy just selling the cards, getting rid of the cards, manufacturing them, and then offloading them to the distributors at a wholesale price, and they make their margins, and their shareholders are happy, and that's the end of it. But once the distributors get a hold of the cards, I mean, all hell breaks loose, because at that point, folks like this seller here can go straight to the distributor and say, hey, I want to buy a bulk of 10 cards, a bulk of 20 cards, an entire pallet of cards, heck, and I'll give you a decent price, 10%, 20% over break even. And the distributor's like, yeah, sure, that's an easy done do payday. I'll take that 20% margin. And then, yeah, again, the seller can just offload these on eBay for crazy amounts of money. 10 1660 Supers. That's $520 each. But at least you get free shipping, right? Well, free expedited shipping at that. It's all so depressing. And I know it's easy for folks just to watch this video and think, oh, he's just ranting for the sake of ranting. He just wants the clicks, the views. I make videos for you to click on. I'm not making videos for no one to want to watch. So that is, yes, undeniably a huge part of it. But I think what you can take away from this is that we're kind of screwed. I mean, I don't know how else to word it. We're competing with folks who have direct connections with vendors and they're already working out deals months in advance. And then we're at the mercy of those purchasers, right? The ones who buy from the distributors who then need to mark up again so that they can make money. And it's easy to attack the seller. At the end of the day, it's easy to attack these listings, these folks that are just, offloading 10, 20, 30 cards at a time, still at insane prices. But at the end of the day, they are selling for these prices, according to eBay at least. And how can you really fault them? If it's not illegal, there's nothing technically, you can't go to jail for it, right? And if there's no real consequence, at least socially, because you're doing it behind a keyboard, nobody knows who you are personally, then why wouldn't you do it? Like, what's stopping me from contacting a distributor and hey, I wonder what it would take, how much effort it would take to get a hold of a distributor and set up a deal where maybe a pallet of cards could be sent here. And I wonder what that distributor would charge for that pallet of cards relative to MSRP. Because if I could get a hold of cards at a 10% markup over MSRP from the distributor, I mean, I could sell them and break even. I could just break even, like my time, my effort that goes in, whatever. I'll make videos about it. I can monetize my life that way. I already do that with the Picture Flop and PCDC stuff. But if we can get a hold of a distributor and make a sizable purchase, let's say a pallet of cards. I'm not sure how many cards come on a pallet, but I'm sure it's well over a dozen. If we purchase, $50,000 worth of cards at a small markup, yes, but then we sell those cards for the same, basically at cost, for the same price we paid the distributor for them to just you guys. Is that something that is possible? I wonder, because I know that other channels have they've done things by coordinating with the manufacturers, right? Or with the AIB. So they'll go to MSI or Asus or whoever, and they'll set up kind of like a graphics card drop, and then they'll, do it that way. But don't go to the AIB, because the AIB is still at the mercy of the distributor. And there are certain deals set up through NVIDIA, that again, that's a kind of a different outlet though, because those AIBs are more or less like meeting quotas that are set up by NVIDIA directly. So I don't really think going about it that way is as efficient, because then you're at the mercy of the purchase orders between the AIB and the manufacturer. But in the case of the distributor, where it's more like, wholesale to resale or retail, I wonder if we could get a hold of one and just see. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start, but obviously it's possible, because there's no way for sellers like this on eBay to be getting a hold of tens of cards every month to sell at a pretty sweet premium. Because look, if I could get, 1660 Ti's for 300, even, I don't know what they're going for now on eBay, but at some price significantly under what they're selling for on eBay currently, then I could just sell those for the same price and just tack on shipping, $20-$30, whatever it might be within the continental US. That would be a pretty sweet way to get cards in the hands of gamers. I'm just kind of spitballing here. I'm trying not to rant, but just kind of letting my thoughts kind of run freely in this video at the end. But who knows? I will look into this because I'm pretty sure there are some backdoor deals going on with distributors. There has to be, for these kinds of listings to even be possible. Now, in the case of, say, this 1070 bulk here, like this happened, these cards were manufactured several years ago. So I don't think this is a case of that, because there would really be no incentive for the seller to have contacted a distributor then, right? Back in 2016, 2017, when these cards came out. I think that's when they came out, a while back. But so I don't think this is a case of that. This is probably just someone just bought several of them to mine with back in the day, maybe, two years ago or whatever. And now they're selling them because they're worth more than they ever have been worth, apart from at, MSRP. So I think that's a possibility here, a likely possibility. And then, some of these other ones, a lot of these are Pascal cards. So again, the Pascal cards are kind of lumped together. But the ones up top, these 1660 Supers, like cards that are still being produced and that are much more modern, these, I think, they have to be sold by distributors ahead of time to these vendors. I just don't see any other way around it. I mean, unless you're collecting one card at a time somehow, maybe you're standing in line at Best Buy every day that a drop hits, and buying one card or two cards at a time, or whatever the card limit is for that store, over and over until you get enough to sell in bulk. I mean, why would you sell in bulk then? That's the other question I have. You see, typically when you sell in bulk, I mean, you take a small profit cut, because it's a one and done, right? You don't have to ship individually. It's less time consuming. Your time is valuable, of course, especially as a owner operator of a business or what have you. And so you accept that as just a penalty, so to speak, to get rid of them all at once. And you take all that profit. I mean, all that profit is realized in the beginning because you've sold all of them at the same time. But, I mean, if you were buying one card at a time or two cards at a time through retailers, wouldn't you just turn around and list those immediately as individual, or maybe a pair of cards on eBay, and try to sell those for a pretty steep premium? Because they would sell. I mean, plenty of folks are still buying at these prices. So the market is at some sort of equilibrium, we have to admit. But no matter what we do as individuals, I mean, this kind of crap will continue to happen. Look at this, a sealed lot of 5, free shipping. This sold on September 26th. This sold on September 28th. Like, what is this? I mean, are we really, like, where are these cards coming from? Sealed, right? They were never used. So obviously, they were either collected one by one or they were purchased in bulk. And I think it's the latter, because that's the easier way to do it. If I was trying to flip cards, I would buy them in bulk if possible. I would do anything I could to get a hold of any reputable distributor and buy as many as I could at a semi-decent price to then turn around and flip them on eBay. Why wouldn't you when the profits are this substantial? So we'll see where this goes. I will do a bit more digging into the distributor side of things. I've never really thought about this, but worth a shot. I mean, it might end up, you know, that there's just nothing we can do and they won't sell to me. But if I can like set up some sort of company, like a shell company, to just handle the distribution of cards, even though my goal is really just to sell them at cost to folks who have been dying to get a hold of them for decent prices, that to me that would be worth it. I mean, call it whatever you want. It's not technically a charity because we're not giving away money. We're not making, well, that's a nonprofit. I guess you could call it a nonprofit. I don't know how the tax structure would work there. But anyway, I would definitely do that if it was something that I thought was feasible. So I will look into it. You have my word there. Thank you so much for watching this far into the video and hearing me rant as long as I have. Your continued support is appreciated. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you have not already. Leave a comment down below and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Greg. Thanks for learning with me.